Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Gunplug Garage, and here we have our first unboxing video that we're going to have on the channel. This is the Solomon Physalis, I believe it's called, basically GP02. This is a model kit by Solomon, which is a third-party line of kits. I've never heard of this company before, but I saw the promotional images of this kit. I saw the open hatch gimmick and the extra details, so I figured I would pick it up. Typically, I'm not a third-party type of guy. This looks really good, and it does the design of the original mobile suit a lot of justice. The Bandai Master Grade is also very, very dated. I would have to fact check it, but I believe it's more than 20 years old at this point. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna open this box, we're gonna take a look at the runners, and I'll give you my first impressions of it. So here we have the box open. You'll notice I opened it on the bottom side. That's mostly just to not dox myself, more or less. This is I didn't open it before, I didn't open the other side. This is completely blind, and we're just gonna go through this. So this looks like the runners for the leg armor. See here, this is like the bell bottom sort of bottom to the armor itself. Looks like some armor there. The mold seems nice, and it seems like there's a lot of depth to all the extra surface detail, so that's going to be really, really nice. You'll notice the box is a little ugly. I ordered this through Mojifo, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And the only option on the site is without the retail box, so this is how it comes. It comes in a very suspicious looking package, but it does look like it's all intact. This is some frame pieces. So this right here, this is the motor for the bazooka, and I believe lights for the bazooka. We got this handy dandy little sticker there. This is really, really cool. I like how, so what this will do is it will spin on the bazooka when the bazooka goes together to recreate that iconic shot from the OVA. Some massive shield piece here. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna open up all the bags, and we'll go into more detail on the actual pieces themselves. So this instruction sheet here is how to turn it from the bootleg head into the actual Gundam head. Because a lot of the promotional images had a fake head on it to prevent copyright. You can see it here. It's got this kind of gym head shape to it. No V-fin, no predominantly Gundam looking features on the head there. But here's the manual. Laid out just like Bandai's is, and it's made of paper. It's not like the shiny plastic, but it looks like, see, I like this. It looks like you build the frame first and then you put the armor on it. Here it tells you all the runners you're gonna need. Same thing, yeah, so you build the whole frame first and then you put the armor on. I like that a lot. That's primarily how I build my real grades and master grades anyways. And that helps me determine what type of detailing needs to go onto kits. And then we have a decal guide here at the end, which is also awesome. Because sometimes you have to make up your own decal scheme. Mojifo, yeah, so this is the store I got it from. But that's all that's inside the box. So I'm gonna open all the runners and we will go from there. Here we have the A runner. This is primarily inner frame pieces, so this is for the hip and the chest, as well as the backpack here. There's a ton of detailing here. on the actual frame itself. You could go buck wild with this kit. Here we have two B runners, and once again, we have a lot of detail. We got this hose here, so you can make this red, and then like the little places where it plugs into, you can make that silver. All sorts of stuff. You could paint all this trussing here, all these hoses and pipes. This is really a really detailed inner frame. This must be for the bottom of the wing booster, and there's just more hoses, more pipes, all sorts of detail. Here we have two identical C runners. This is inner framing for the foot. Unfortunately, because it was overseas shipped, there are some casualties. This piece was hanging by a thread on that gate there, and I did have two loose pieces. But again, more great detailing on this inner frame. Here we have the D runner. Looks like there's only one of these. And this is mostly hands, more hip. Probably a leg joint if I had to guess here. Some booster items or bazooka items. Basically, this is all joints and manipulators. Here we have two identical E runners, and here we have wing boosters and what looks to be more joint pieces and regular inner frame pieces. There's just a lot of trussing and detail everywhere, all over this kit. Here is the one and only F runner. This has the white pieces for the boosters, as well as some hosing detail and some vents here. This is the G runner. We did have one casualty on this runner, which I believe this is for the bazooka, but we'll find out when we build it. This gold injection, I don't know if this is injection or plating. Actually, let's take a look. So it's a yellow runner that's been plated with gold on it. I will say it does look pretty good. It looks a lot better than Bandai's injection gold molding. Here we have two identical H runners. This is probably the same. It's probably just like a crappy injection silver with it plated over, but this is all frame trussing and detail, like that fan there that goes on the bell bottom. I'm pretty sure that's covered up by armor, and then more pipes here on the truss framing. Really nice. It'll be nice with the silver and then the gold on runner G for the pistons on this kit. It's going to look really great when it's all assembled. Here is the I runner, which is basically just a big silver piece for the shield and some miscellaneous detail items. So probably more frame, probably some backpack stuff. I bet you this goes on the backpack, but looks really good. Not as super detailed, just some extra silver in there to make the kit pop. Here we have the J runner. This looks like it's mostly skirting armor here, and probably the beam saber if I had to guess. Here we have two identical K runners, and these are the white armor pieces. You can see here that there's some good depth on the detail parts here. Everything looks really good. It's definitely a pretty decent mold in my opinion. This is the L runner here, and this is primarily just parts for the booster. But as I was saying, all the detail lines in this looks really crisp. It all just looks really good. Here we have two identical M runners. These are shield pieces here, as well as some booster pieces. But there's not a heck of a lot of white runners that go along with this kit. Mostly a lot of gray for the frame. We have two N runners here. They're primarily identical except for this section. This section is only on the N1 runner, and it includes shield bit, torso bits, and some extra bits for the head. But these are mostly feet parts for those big, massive feet, and some booster parts as well. Here we have the O runner. It's a small, lighter blue, and this is for on the boosters, as well as some chest venting and the cockpit hatch as well. Now the back has all this interior truss framing on the inside of all these pieces, and we primarily see this in MGEX Strike Freedom and some other master grades, so it's really nice to see this. I wonder, this must be part of the open hatch gimmick, so this might even be visible once the whole kit is actually built. Here we have a darker blue. This is the P runner. This also goes on the boosters, these big pauldron type things, and then upper torso chest armor. Here is the Q runner. This is a shade of really dark gray, almost black. This is primarily just backpack pieces, so the outer shell of the backpack. Here we have the R runner. This is all the clear pieces, so the green for that type of gym head, as well as the beam sabers. Here we have the S runner. This is just bazooka parts. I'm fairly certain, because you got this big booster here and then the small one, so the bazooka must light up. That's got to be what's part of that motorized bag. Here we have the T runner. This is obviously primarily the shield. You can see all that greebling there on the shield. It does have a sliding gimmick, so it can open, part of the open hatch gimmick, so there's really a lot to put in here if you wanted to go buck wild with your detailing work. Here we have the U runner, more stuff for the shield. The shield really is a big part. That's basically it, nothing super notable, just big shield pieces. Here we have the V runner, and once again, just more shield pieces. This is what it looks like when someone custom scribes a kit, so it's nice to see that pre-molded into the actual kit itself. Capping off almost the entire alphabet, this is the W runner, which is primarily parts for the bazooka, which is this Gundam's main armament other than the beam sabers. Finally, we went over this a little bit during the initial unboxing, but these are motors and lights for the bazooka. It might light the head as well. I don't fully remember the teaser video all that much, but pretty excited to build this and get it together. So that was my review of the Solomon model GP02 Physalis. I believe that's how it's pronounced. That's the one I could never pronounce properly. I can say Zephyrantes and Stamen and Dendrobium orchis, but Physalis, so I always trip over the pronunciation of that one. But this has been the unboxing video of this new bootleg third party, which is a decent take on Bandai's master grade line. But I would probably wager to say it's a little more of a take on that MGEX line, as it's got the open hatch gimmick. It has 30 runners, which is a pretty decent amount of runners. I don't think the typical master grade has that many runners in it, unless it's a Verka, and that would be a full armor type variant like the Unicorn or the Psycho Zaku. Something along those lines where it's really big and has those extra pieces and parts. So 30 runners for basically just one mobile suit, not any of the extra full armor equipment, is pretty nice to see. It's gonna take a lot, and there's a lot to do here. So you could really take your time with this kit and put in a ton of detail work, and you could just go crazy with it. I really like it. It's I'm impressed with it so far, but we also haven't built it yet, so the fitment might be terrible because it's third party, it's bootleg, so sometimes the fitment on these, no matter how good they are, your fingers are still going to be hurting afterwards because it's just tough fitment and you gotta really press them down hard. I will say, we got these stickers here. These are the foil stickers. So I would honestly say that this might be more of a take on Master Grade's MGEX line, because it's got the foil stickers, the open hatch gimmick, it's got the bazooka with the spinning mechanism there, as well as a light in the bazooka. It's just a really impressive kit. It's just impressive. So I'm gonna snap it up. I may do a build video That's yet to be determined because just doing those types of ASMR type videos takes a lot of editing. I don't know if I have that much time to do it because editing those takes 40-ish plus hours. It's a long time. It's a very long time to edit that. And I may just not have the time for it right now. I would love to get back into it, but I'm also itching to just get back into reviewing and getting content out there. So I may just snap this up and post a review. In any case, there's at least going to be a review of the kit. I hope to see you in the next video, and I appreciate any support that you're giving me now and in the future. This has been Joe's Gunplug Garage, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.